77, a legacy of democracy and the road to reconciliation. I'm Suzan, Foreign Affairs Secretary, Bangladesh Awami League Central Executive Committee. 70 years ago, today, on June 23, on 1949, a group of visionaries gathered at the Rose Garden in Old Dhaka to plant a political sapling. They named it the Awami Muslim League, later secularized as the Awami League, and entrusted it with a dream, a democratic homeland where the Bengali people would be masters of their own destiny. As I told this, as I telling this, as I tell this, our party stands officially proscribed, our leaders scattered, and the nation mirrored in a transition as uncertain as it is painful. Yet it is precisely at such a juncture that we must look back not with blind nostalgia, but with the unflinching honesty that genuine self reflection demands. Dear audience, no honest account of Bangladesh's journey can erase the Awami League from its pages. From the language movement of 1952 to the liberation war of 1970 on, the party became a political vessel of Bengali self-determination under the towering leadership of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. We gave the newborn nation its constitution on that influenced democracy, secularism, socialism, and nationalism as cornerstone of our collective life. That constitutional architecture, battered though it has been, still represents the deepest aspiration of our people. In the decades since independence, Awami League government have shaped Bangla, Bangladesh's transformation. The peace accord in the Chittagong Hill Tracts, the pioneering microcredit movement, the empowerment of women through education and local governance, the digital revolution, and the democratic reductions in poverty from 44% in 1991 to under 15% only before the recent upheavals. These are not merely party propaganda. They are historical recent sorry, they are historical facts that independent bodies like the World Bank and the United Nations Development Program have repeatedly documented. Bangladesh's graduation from least developed country status in 2021 was a national achievement in which every citizen and yes, successive governments played a part. But a legacy that refuses to acknowledge its mistakes is not a legacy, it is a myth. As a senior office bearer of the Army League, I carry the burden of our collective failures. During our long tenures, we allowed democratic transitions to weaken. Dissent was too often treated as disloyalty. We preached tolerance but sometimes practiced the opposite. The brutal assassination of Bangabandhu and the culture of impunity it spined have hunted our body And I must confess, we did not do enough to break that cycle. There are excesses, there was corruption, and there were moments when the every people we vowed to serve felt unheard and abandoned. Recognizing this truth today is not an act of betrayal, it is the first indispensable step toward redemption. Audience. The Bangladesh of 2026 right now is a wounded nation. The country I love is riven by political hatred, its economy reeling from global shocks and domestic instability, its youth bewildered and angry. The answer to this crisis cannot be more hatred, more retribution, or more bans. It can only be an honest, inclusive, and sustained political dialogue. We need a roadmap, coherent not in backroom deals, but in constitutional propriety that leads to free, fair, and credible elections under a genuinely neutral administration. The rule of law must be restored not as a weapon to persecute opponents, but as a shield for every citizen. And all political forces, including the army, must earn the right to participate in that process by demonstrating a real commitment to pluralism and nonviolence. To the international community, our friends, partners, and even our critics, I say, stand with the people of Bangladesh, not with any one party. Insist on the human rights of all, on the sanctity of the ballot, and on the space for civil society to breathe. Your consistent pressure for democratic norms applied evenly can help us find our way back to the founding ideals of our republic. Above all, I address my own people within the Awami League and beyond, to my party colleagues who feel disoriented and persecuted. Our greatest strength now is restraint. Our greatest strength now is restraint. Let us not meet furry with furry. Let us become the party of listening, of attunement, and of reconstruction. To those who have been our stance political opponents, I extend a hand, not in tactical convenience, but in the painful acknowledgement that we need each other if Bangladesh is to hell. Heal. The ghost of 1975, of the years of military rule, of the political violence that has scared every generation. This must be exorcised not by vengeance but by a shared commitment that never again shall the people of Bangladesh be held hostage to the ambitions of any factions. I am writing the same along with I told this on the 77th anniversary of the party I serve. The Awami League was born to democratize a society. It must now democratize itself. We stand at a crossroads. On path leads to the politics of escort settlings, and deepening chaos, the other to a grand national reconciliation anchored in democratic revival. I choose the latter, which I just told you, all of you. I choose the latter, and I invite every Bangladeshi, regardless of party, class, or creed, to walk that road with me. Bangladesh deserves a future that is greater than our past divisions. Let that be the truest tribute to the idealist of the Rose Garden and to the millions of martyrs who watered our soil with their blood so that we might be living as a free people. The road to reconciliation will be long, but we must begin today. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to stand in front of all of you. Thank you so much.